Hey, welcome. Oh my gosh, I am looking behind me and it looks like terrible. My office is loaded. I've been all sorts of all around. So welcome to the Pet Pro Educators this evening. Another fabulous feline round we go to. And yeah, I'm going to close some curtains. So tonight we are going to be talking about, we're going to go more in depth on products. Does that work for you guys?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I've talked about. So I think personally it's one of the, we talked a lot about shaving and doing the difference, the haircuts and everything last time, but this time, talking about the products, I mean, they're so sensitive and it's just anything you put on these guys, they're just licking it right back off. So yeah, how do you, what do you think you want to start? We'll do shampoos, conditioners, and then sprays, essential oils and that sort of thing.
Yep. Let's just give a little shout out to Jennifer, who has to be absent tonight. She has a family birthday to attend. So it's a good thing that she's not here because she's celebrating, which we don't get enough of. So,
and we got Mindy
back next
on.
time.
Yes.
Hi, Mindy.
Mindy's on, and she just got back. I think, was it Pet Quest, the first groom show that went? So how was that, Mindy? Give us a yell out for that and how that went.
I heard there was tornadoes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I heard that they had to the speakers had to go in the basement. I was reading Jonathan David's post about it, that it was awesome, but it was a little scary there for a minute.
Right.
So, had to be exciting, I'm sure.
Yeah. And that was in Ohio.
Yeah. So guess the universe was like, welcome back.
Right?
Yeah. Welcome back, bitches. I'm gonna just mix stuff up for you.
We are a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, see, Stephanie says yes, it was. She was at the hotel and it was wild. Yeah, that was.
And she has a dent in her hood
of her car. Yeah, I heard that. It was just, I was reading everybody's post that it was crazy. So, well, best way is to open with a bang, you know?
Wait, Mindy, who are you seeing this week? Interesting. Yes.
No, not me.
Well, Melissa, would you like to start us off with some products that are safe for cats?
So my most favorite thing is a basic, and I'm sorry you can call me basic, but I like basic stuff when working with cats. And so I love a good Castile soap that is just scent free. I usually like a nice I guess I can say a product name, right?
Absolutely.
Excuse me. My allergies are through the roof this week. But I love Dr. Bonner's, is an easy one to obtain. And I have been known, if I cannot get the unscented, I will use the baby or the almond scented ones. Other than that, I will not use any scent, and no lavender, no essential oils, none of that stuff. And I love it because it's a twofold product. So not only can you clean the cat with that, but you can also clean your equipment, your tub, your, everything, wipe your table down with that stuff. And it's not going to do any harm. It's a soap. So it's going to be a good degreaser. And I like the fact that Castile soaps are very fatty, and you'll see that the longer you have them, the fat rises to the top of your container, and you're going to have to shake it up and mix it up and keep it well mixed, especially if you live somewhere like Michelle and I, where the heat will definitely make it separate. But I think it also separates for where's Dara over there? Because you're in the cold, Dara. So I think
she's in the sea salt.
Yes.
Yeah, salt will make preparation separate too.
separate. So yeah, but that's one of my favorite things to wash my cats in, because especially like Jennifer was saying, she likes to use the bucket method. I like to use a litter pan, or actually I used to have a like this basin thing that you used to use for like barbecues and picnics, and it looks like a little tub, and it has a little spout that you can let the water run out from the side.
It's like an old cooler.
Yes, and that works perfectly, because then you can open that spout and let the dirty stuff run out while you have separate water where you're pouring in onto the cat. And so it dilutes up very easily. A tiny bit goes a long way. And if you have excessively, like that picture behind me, wherever, because I'm retarded when it comes to this, sorry. But that's actually my cat, White, and he gets filthy. His feet, his paws and his feet are always filthy, and he is an indoor-outdoor, and he loves to go in my garage and get greasy and dirty and all this kind of stuff. So taking a little bit of that Castile soap on a washcloth and just kind of straight onto a wet washcloth to clean the feet and clean little areas just straight works great, and it's not going to cause any harm. But if the entire cat is not that dirty, you just use a little tiny bit in the water and it still cleans up the cat beautifully.
And wouldn't you say you could dilute it into a spray bottle as well, or something like that, and just mist it on? And
I use it to clean the table with, and to clean my equipment with, that way as well.
And so, do you use conditioners afterwards?
I always condition.
And what conditioners do you like to use on cats?
My all-time favorite is, especially on heavy coated, like my guy's a ragdoll. Although I use it on my black short hair, domestic short hair as well. I love the Ultramax conditioners from Best Shot. They're very low scent, and they dilute down so nicely, that you can just use a tiny bit to a full mixing bottle and shake that up. And I love to make cream rinses. And it makes a really nice cream rinse. It gives a good slip to the coat, because it does usually have wheat proteins and a little bit of the natural silicones in there as well. And so I've never met, I know you guys know him. I've never met him. I've been saying it for forever. I'm in love with Dave Campanella for making these products. Because I learned so much from his outpouring to the grooming community of educational information. Yeah. So, that's why I support those products. I actually use them and I like them. And I like the fact that they stand behind their products with education. And
there's not a lot of companies out there that do that. I mean, Best Shot is definitely the best in that.
I don't use any of their scented products for the cats. However, for the dogs, they have some great scented products that if you dilute down, they're, they still leave a nice little light scent behind. But for felines, I think it's still too much, even when you dilute it. But the Best Shot, I love the Ultramax, because it really helps release that hair and gives it that slip that when you're drying, you can comb through and brush through without overstretching that hair. You know what I mean? Like really, really pulling it. It actually leaves a nice light coating.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite?
I just want to say really quick that nobody pays us to say any of this.
Yeah, I've never even met him. Yeah,
nobody ever comes to us and says, "Here, use this product." And nobody does that with us. This is all us and our learning experience.
We're brand free and sponsor free. Yeah.
So nobody gets that right now. Who knows? Maybe one day. But we're pretty set in our thoughts on that. But
yeah,
Michelle,
we like to be able to say what we want to say without having that hanging over our heads that we have to
Yeah,
present it in a good light.
absolutely.
I would much rather be sponsor and brand free so that I can speak freely about what I do love and what maybe doesn't work for me but works for somebody else. So I think that's really important that we took that stand, when we first started doing this.
Yeah.
So my favorite products for cats are always going to be, because it's in my background, it's in my blood. They are a natural coated animal, and natural coated animals need protein. So I'm always going to use a protein based shampoo. Now I agree with Melissa. I don't want anything overpowering my kitty. But what I do, if you go luxury, I would go with the Mineral H shampoo from ISB. And again, that is diluted down so much that after you wet the cat down, or it's in the bucket, if you do like the bucket method, it's just light enough to go all the way down to the skin, and it's protein, so it gives and it takes away. It gives minerals and takes away dirt. And then for their conditioner, if you're going with ISB, you would go with banana. And for a healthy cat, that's all you would ever need, in my opinion. I think Dave's products are awesome. I do love them. For me, I have a weird thing about scents and mint. I'm not really a fan of mint. And if there's even a hint of mint in something, it freaks me out and I don't want to use it. So, but that's my personal preference.
And it does have a very light.
Yeah.
I don't smell it once I because I dilute so much.
Right. Yeah.
You
But
know,
to me,
I agree.
the reason why I don't use it is because of me, not because of its finish.
Right.
And I do also make my own formulas. So I have a shampoo and conditioner that I make myself. It comes from a base from Wholesale Essential. And I do add extra surfactant to the undiluted shampoo so that it becomes my mixture. But it's more of the surfactant that's in there, which is SLS, with a little bit of the, what's Barbara's favorite word that I'm forgetting?
I don't know what.
Oh, the ingredient. Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. Mindy, come on, you guys.
Not the cocoa.
Yes, Cocometa Cocometa Propyl Betaine. That's it.
Yeah,
Woo!
Okay. I was like, is she talking
That's a
about
mouthful.
the cocoa?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cocoa one.
This gray hair that you see is not it's not a disguise.
Yeah.
Yes. So it does have that to tame the surfactant a little bit, but it cleans very well. And once you dilute it 100 to 1 or whatever, it becomes perfect for kitties. And then I also like it's aloe based. I also like their conditioner as well, their base. So that way I can add my oligo elements, my trace elements, my nutrition, topical nutrition. I can add oils if I need to, or extra collagen. So that's basically what I do for cats. So those are 3 different ways you can go, and I'm sure there's a million other combinations of products that fulfill the kitty's needs, no matter what it is. So those are the things that I like to use.
I think it's a lot of personal stuff. Dara, what's your favorite?
Yeah.
You groom plenty of cats.
Yeah, we do. I've gone back to a company that's very quiet. They're there, but they're kind of not. And I use the Glomar Emu oil. I think we kind of touched on it a little bit last week, but I sat out as my connection. I love that
product.
shampoo. I just love it's so mild and gentle, and you can use it all day long. And the dogs are so clean, and it's good on the cats. I like their conditioner that follows it, and the finishing spray, which it's all from
that company.
Yeah, it's a beautiful product. I used it when I was there, and I have to agree with you, Dara.
It's nice,
and I use that stuff, and I was there, in a different season as well. So I didn't get groomer hands. Yeah, I didn't get the groomer hands where your hands just are torn apart from those, heavy cleansers. And so it was a really wonderful product. I would definitely endorse that as well as a great product to use with felines.
Their price point is phenomenal too. They are so good. There are some companies that I just tend to shift more to also because you buy 4 or 5 cases at a time, and shipping up there, it's like, oh God, I could have, for what I'm paying for shipping, I could have gotten 4 more gallons of shampoo. So they're really good about that too. I have loved the company. I actually started using it back in, I think it was 1994, 95, when I was in high school at the first shop I worked at, and went through that process and refound them when I moved here to New Hampshire because I loved it so much. But I'd always worked for somebody else, and they didn't want to try new stuff, so I reintroduced it back to my salon back in 2006.
Yeah, that's a wonderful product. I really like that. And the conditioner and the finishing spray, really not a heavy scent at all, and not even, well, you know me, I loved the fact I was like, hey, this is a cream rinse already in the bottle. They actually tell you to make a cream rinse with it. Where most companies tell you use everything straight and you don't have to dilute it, or and that diluted up really nice too. So I love a product that is functional and that allows you to work with it, because some of them you add water to it and their formulation is such that
they fall apart.
It falls apart and it stays into these little globules, and whether you have to condition a short-haired cat, or you have to condition a doodle, if you're most small business owners, you can't have 57 products.
No, so that gets hard.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to find products that are functional for you, versatile.
Yes. And I like a company that produces a product that, like you said, has multi-purpose. You have to depend on your expertise that when you get your products in, how you're going to use them, not just what's in them, but how you're going to use that product. So if you can dilute it, make it into a cream, make it into a wound cream, or a something for nose leather. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I love a product that you can just mess with and add and take away, because I'm like that, I guess. So I will add a step instead of taking one away.
I have been good to my feline clients over the years, in the sense that, like I said, you can take that straight Castile shampoo and clean feet or ears or whatever. And I used to keep those little, I know Michelle knows what I'm talking about, those little spray bottles, those little tiny ones. You get them at the dollar store. And I used to fill those with a little bit of the Castile soap and some water, and send it home with the ones that would be like, they're tush gets messy, and I want to just wipe them or wipe their feet or whatever, and send them home with that. And they're ecstatic that they at least have something that they can clean them with, that they feel safe using.
And literally, it's pennies.
Exactly.
It's pennies to give to your client. Then you absorb it in your groom cost. That's another thing that I love. If I can send home a spray or something for them to use, and just what I'm asking for in fees is going to justify whatever that animal needs.
Right.
So that really makes how you administer or minister to the skin and coat of your pet friend. I love being able to do that, and I advocate for that as much as possible. Price out your grooms, especially your feline grooms, correctly, so that no matter what happens with this kitty, you can send home something. You can use an extra product if you need to. Maybe you need to spot treat it somehow. Whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing. I know, Dara, when I was at your school at the Whole Pet Grooming Academy, I noticed that a lot of your, you guys had got a lot of elderly kitties, and the owners had a lot of questions on how to, keep up with the coat and keep up with things. So one of the other products, I know we're talking shampoos and conditioners, but I think it's important that we know our tools as well, because I would show them, here's the comb I used. You can get this right on Amazon, or, some things you actually carried, Dara, that we sold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tools is next week.
I know. That's why I was stopping, but that's
we'll talk all tools next week.
That's all part of your customer service, like being able to send them home with ways of of keeping up a little bit. So, but the little spray bottles with some of the shampoo or the Castile works great.
And don't forget, you could absolutely.
Melissa, do you have?
You're cutting out,
No,
Tara. What?
I am. Oh, I just wanted to see if you had a link for the Castile soap, or is there a difference between the Castile soap and the Castile oil? Because
No,
well,
Castile oil is made from olives. That's from olive oil. So they make the soap. They, instead of it being rendered from animal fat like most soaps are, Castile soap is rendered from. Am I correct in saying this, Michelle? Okay, is rendered from the fats that they get from the olive oil from olives. So it is a vegan product, which for me is something that I consider when choosing products, and I always try and go with cruelty free. If I can find vegan alternatives, great. If not, but yeah, and you can get it. I have Dr. Bonner's is pretty much the easiest to find anywhere in a pinch, but I usually order mine from Essential Soap Supply sometimes, or what's the company you use, Michelle? I've ordered theirs as well.
Wholesale Essential.
Wholesale. Yep, wholesale.
Oh, Essential Wholesale.
Okay, Essential Wholesale. So any of the soap supply companies should carry it in the gallons as well.
Post that link for everyone.
So,
and I was gonna say, don't poo-poo on the fact that not only can you send home the soap diluted, you can clean with conditioner. So if you have a really dry kitty, if you have even a really dry dog, somebody that's dry and they want something to clean up their feet or whatever, you can absolutely use conditioner. Now, because Melissa and I live in the desert, I more often than not will send home something conditioning to clean with. I clean the face with oils. I clean the butt and the feet with a conditioner dilute. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be just soap or a shampoo. You can absolutely use conditioner.
Yeah. Well, because it attracts the. Can you explain, Michelle, what it does? It attracts the dirt and how that.
It really does. So, a lot of conditioners, if you turn them around, you'll actually find they have a surfactant in them. So they can clean. Instead of, and they will still attract all the dirt and the old oil on the kitty. So, and if you're just spraying it on for a little spot treatment, you can absolutely clean with conditioner. It will attract the dirt. It will attract the old oil, and then brush it through and rinse it. Wipe it off with your damp towel, and then comb it and let it dry. And then you still have a fluffy butted kitty instead of one that looks kind of nah. Yeah. You know how their hair gets when you when you just shampoo, their hair's kind of meh. So yeah, start thinking in a wider spectrum. Cleansing doesn't necessarily mean a surfactant shampoo. I actually cleanse my face with an oil. The oil is somehow mixed with something that when water hits it, will rinse away. But the oil moistens my face. It softens all the old skin and the dirt. And then when I rinse it away, my face is so clean, I need to put 2 layers of moisturizer on. So don't think you can't clean with conditioners and oils. Straight oils like argan, camellia, and everything can be used to wash the face.
Yes. What about marula? I used to use marula. I used to have a little thing and to clean when I did the Persians and stuff to get that hard crusty, I'd wipe in there, let it sit, and then wipe it out again.
Well, the only thing that would make me pause on marula or any oil, you have to make sure that if you could give it to your cat in the food, you can use it on the face. Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's my only rule of thumb. If you find one, I mean, I haven't used all the oils in the world, and depending on what region you're in, you may have a unique oil to your region that you want to use. But if that's safe for felines, if the vets say, yeah, it's on the list of being yummy and good, then we're good to go. Some of them do have plant properties that you have to be careful with, just like with anything, that may be toxic or just make them a little sick.
The castor can make them sick.
Yes.
So I don't use castor on the felines because it just upsets them. It can make them. They can get toxicity from it if it's too much of it.
Right.
So, and if you're afraid, go with basic. That's why like I said, I don't mind. Call me basic because I like a good olive oil. If that's all that I know that cat can tolerate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an elderly cat or an infirm cat or is immuno or health compromised in some way, olive oil can help, and just use it sparingly because it's such a heavy oil,
Mm-hmm.
but you
Yeah, I
can
would
use that
recommend probably camellia or argan for
argon.
cat faces and such because they're a lighter oil. They won't weigh down, and as long as you don't get them on the outer fur, the short hairs
Right.
of the face will be out, and they'll clean it too and spread it over their muzzle. So I
Exactly.
mean, it'll be fine. But if you're just using it for the corner of the eyes and to just clean the stop and the whisker area and the chin, that's a really nice way of replenishing that area because that gets a lot of abuse.
How do you
So.
feel about the wipes? The cat
I
wipes.
make my own. So
Out of
I
baby
out
wipes?
of no, well, you can buy if you Google it, you can actually buy the polyfiber, they don't have anything on them yet, wipes, and for you to DIY your own wipes. And I've purchased those before, but what works amazing for me is I buy the all natural coffee filters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
I remember you said that.
yes, and I
I
use
recall
those
that
for a
now.
million
Yep.
different things. That's one of the things I use to clean with. I make my own alcohol-based cleaner to sanitize with, and use. I mix a little essential oil in there, different things. But for the actual wipes for the cats, I mix up if I know what's on my schedule and I'm going to be using them for a specific purpose through the day, I just mix up what I need, for that day. And they usually keep for a little while, but you have to remember that bacteria, once you add water to anything, then that bacteria is going to grow.
Over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you only make it, and whatever I don't use by the end of that day is either used for cleaning around the, my grooming area, and whatever's left is tossed in the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I usually will make them again with the Castile soap and some water. I have added a little bit of done them with a little conditioner. It depends on what I'm going to use them for.
Mm-hmm.
But coffee filters, the all natural, the brown ones, they're not even bleached. They work great. They hold up great. And I just put them in I don't like to use a lot of plastic, so I use buy those big glass jars, like mason jars or whatever, and you just shove them in there, and then they peel apart. You put all your wet ingredients. As the water comes, as the product settles down through onto the bottom,
it wicks it up into the stack.
Just kind of shake it up, and it'll rehydrate everything up. So, but that's how I don't like to use a lot of commercially prepared products because I feel like it's for me, it's always way more cost effective because
you're a very small
right,
shop.
Right. And for $1 something for a big stack of those coffee filters, and pennies worth of shampoo and water, it's not worth it for me to pay $10 for a thing of wipes.
Right. So let me just end going on that, because for those out there that are not small, and I know because we have a lot of dogs that come through and we buy a lot of product on a daily basis. What would there be one particular or any of the brands out there that you might possibly recommend? Because I know I use them when we sell a lot of the Earth Bath wipes, and they have the
That's
green
who I was
tea
gonna
and they
say.
have the mango. And so a lot of our cat clients really do like those, and they come in pocket pouches, and they have a lot. Granted, they're a little more pricier, but
but if the client wants something like that and you can carry it, Dara, that's that's the right business decision to do. If you have the budget for that retail, go and you have the clientele looking for that.
But I'm saying also for using that, if I have a cat that comes in and it's just not gonna go for a bath.
Oh,
and I'm going to use those
I'm 100% that for that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I found? A product that I would totally endorse, and I think I'm going to get this wrong. If I get this wrong,
Here we
don't hate
go. We're
me.
starting to endorse. No.
Hold on. I'm just gonna. Yes. Okay. Okay. I didn't want
I
to say
just
the.
gave a big shout out to Glomar. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I don't want to.
And
I didn't want to get
and
the
I
name
get
wrong.
best shot, so
do you want
So
me to post it, or
you
can you
can.
post it?
Because I am really happy with these products. I
All
ordered
right.
the sampler pack, and let me tell you about them, and then I'm going to tell you what they are.
All right.
I ordered them
See.
because I love ordering stuff. Melissa, Dara all know that if there's something that I haven't tried yet, even if it's old, I'll eventually get around to trying it out and seeing how it works and seeing where it fits in my mind in therapeutics or maintenance or whatever. So I ordered the sampler pack of this, and I thought it was really weird because there was like a rinse, and then there was a shampoo, and then just a spray. Anybody knows me knows I like a good conditioner that I can smear around in my hands. So not many leave-in spray conditioners make me happy at all.
Yeah, I'm the same
However,
way.
there's two that I really love, but let's talk about this one that I ordered from the sampler pack. In this
And
same sampler pack, it
and this is
also
good for
had,
cats.
yes,
Sorry. Okay.
yes. And in the sampler pack, there's also a dry shampoo. So it's
oh,
you spray it on and you brush
Mm-hmm.
it through the coat and then you probably
Yeah.
wipe it off or whatever. I'm in love with it. I have a little bottle of it, the rest of it, and I'm probably going to order some more of it just
I
for
love how
spot.
excited you get.
Yes, and it is from Ashley Craig. Now I know,
oh,
Oh.
I know Ashley Craig
so
products.
I
Yeah.
know
Well,
I believe that they were developed to actually wash dogs who are at shows or going to
Yes.
exhibition or competition beforehand or whatever. That's what they use on the road because there's these teeny little bottles and you can make, 18 gallons out of it or whatever. I am impressed. What a great product. What a great product. I love the whole line. I haven't used the whitener brightener yet, so I can't speak to that. But the method of the rinse and then the cleanse basically, and then the leave-in conditioner was amazing, and it did not leave the dogs itchy. It didn't leave the kitties crunchy. I was super impressed with it. It's lightly scented, and it just leaves a clean scent, soft, and it just cleanses really well. So I was super happy with my purchase. I was simply, it was just a little sampler pack. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Totally good. The
I
other
gotta
leave-in
tell ya.
conditioner that I love is from Moro. Moro leave-in spray conditioner.
Moro.
Fantastic.
They
Can we go back to
Moro
Ashley Craig?
weren't they another company? And why am I thinking that they were a different company and then they split and Moro, like it was one company and then Moro was split off from that company. I'll have to look into
How
that.
do you spell that?
Mauro.
Yes, I'm.
Moro
I
dog
cannot
shampoo.
Yes, I can't think of what the other company's name was it was like one big company at one point and then they broke off into different companies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have used that Moro when I used to be with Pet Club.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Moro's delicious.
Yeah.
It's those are two leave-in conditioners that I would put my stamp of approval on. They're really good.
Okay, so we're talking strictly leave-in conditioners for both these two companies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just looking because I have never looked at these. Ashley Craig, that website is beautiful.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
They're
Really,
they're really super well known in the show world.
Yeah.
They don't come.
Like I can remember seeing them as like a teenager at, and maybe a little older,
Yeah.
but
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. They're the ones that actually have the original Greyhound combs. They took over all their.
They
right?
did. I just posted. So that post is coming, everyone. And now the other one is coming. So you can all look at it. But yeah, it is. It's so slow. Okay. I've never heard of this other company you just said.
Moro?
Yep. But they are proud supporters of the Race for Rhinos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So that's something right there. So I'm gonna.
No, their products are luxurious. They're lovely. They're lovely, and I use the system because I want to know what their vision is and how they envisioned cleansing and conditioning should be. So I always follow the instructions for the first time, and then I see what kind of versatility they have and start mixing and matching and seeing if I can use it as an additive or if I need to add something to it. Moro was fantastic. Ashley
I
Craig's show salon spa thing. Oh, the whole package is fantastic. The whole line I think is good. Like I said, I haven't
I
used the whitener brightener one, but I will use that soon on somebody.
well,
Here's
I'm
the other one. I
liking.
found it. I
Oh,
remembered what it was.
all right.
It is Spina, Spina, organics.com.
Spina,
That's
yes.
where Mora was part of
Mhm.
Spina, and then they broke apart. So, but
Mhm.
Mm,
also Spina is a wonderful product that I have used on felines. It's another high-end luxury, more on the
Mhm.
luxury end. But Dara, I don't know how to post anything in the
I got it.
box over there.
You can't. She
Okay.
has
I
to.
got
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know how to do that
Mhm.
stuff,
Yep.
but
And I
I
want
do
to. I
look
want
it
to
up.
make one. I want to rant just a little bit, just a tiny, teeny little bit.
Okay.
So when you're picking your products, if you have purchasing power, when you're picking your products, let's say you have a beautiful salon and you've picked the colors with care and you have the best equipment and everything's lovely, please don't skimp on your shampoo products.
Mm-hmm.
Please do
Mm,
not. If anything, I think so many of us, even as clients, can forgive maybe a not so beautiful color as long as it's clean. The foundation of what you do is the bath. Don't skimp on the foundation of your finish. You should really thoughtfully get the correct products for your finances, for your salon. Get the most
absolutely.
top shelf and the most functional that you can get for your area. Don't skimp. Yeah, Lorraine also says, yeah, I agree. So many salons that I visit, I have heard this so many times, and I just say, after I tell them this, they're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about it that way. So many people just want the 50 to 1, whatever they can dilute down. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, let's go. I just need something. But their salon is just this beautiful, showcase, and then they're just using, 80 million to 1 shampoo and no conditioner because it costs too much. And I'm like, wow, no, let's rethink your perception of how you're doing business as a groomer. So just it's something to think about. I don't want to yell at anybody or say you're doing it wrong, but just think about it. It's something to think about. So
Absolutely, yeah. Well,
Well, you've just
the products
invigorated
you
me.
use are the foundational products. That's going to show what you
mhm,
turn out.
right, it affects your finish.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's why so many groomers get, they feel like, why can't I get my grooms to look like these pictures or these, I'm doing everything, the scissoring or the clipper work or all this. And then they don't get that same finish. And it's like, because
Hmm.
product selection has a lot to do with it.
Hmm. Yes, it does.
Oh
Now, I have
gosh,
a
you
question
guys,
though
I am reminiscing. The
about,
vintage Greyhound comb. My
Yeah.
very first comb back in the and I had my original grooming kit
Hmm.
for some of my seminars that I used to do for Barkley. And a couple years ago at Intergroom, I my room, we stepped out for a moment and came back, and everything had been stolen.
Mm.
My entire kit with my
oh
Greyhound comb, all of my
no.
everything. I was devastated. I took all my pamphlets, all everything. Never
I
found
still
it,
have my
and
scissors from my Petco training kit.
that's I my
I've got my
my
first pair of shears, which is Roseline.
mm,
I've got my very first pair of shears, and I still am using my very first honeycomb, and that's a Sam Cole product. I
oh,
love, I love honeycombs. I love them. I love the weight of them in my hand. They
they
are,
are really
of
nice and
course,
lightweight,
various.
aren't they?
And I'm not saying that I don't use other combs, but when I reach for a workhorse comb to do dematting or see if my drop coats are mat free and just to align everything, or when I fluff, I really do reach for a honeycomb. I really do. And I think that's just whatever we started with, that really sets our muscle memory to
Yeah.
using that particular thing. But I
Yep.
do really enjoy them. They last
But
and
that
last.
but that says so much for like Ashley Craig that they made one product and they called it a Greyhound comb, and the entire industry took over that name, and that is what every comb is referred to. I say it
Every
all the
single,
time.
yep.
When I was at Dara's school and I was working with the students, I'd be like, "Where's your Greyhound?" They were, new students are like, "What's a Greyhound?
What's a Greyhound?
What's
It's a 7-inch comb that has part medium and part coarse, or some combination.
It's a medium or coarse and fine.
Exactly.
So that has something to say just for their ability to create a product that was so universally needed throughout the industry that it just became the thing, the name of the product. So it's like, we could say slicker, and slicker means a bunch of different ones. But when you say Greyhound, that's actually somebody's trade name that they came up with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
when somebody says slicker to me, it really it means immediately Oscar Frank pops up in my head, and that will always be true. That will always be true. That was the original.
Right.
It just Oscar Frank. I'm sorry that you can't find those because they are excellent training tools. I tell everybody. I used to train so many people. It teaches you not to be heavy-handed.
Yes.
Yeah, it teaches you not. If you're breaking, these brushes over and over, you're pressing down way too hard. I miss them.
I used to get so upset when a dog would kick mine off the table and that handle would crack
at the end,
break it. Pop off, and then you're like, damn, this thing's all sharp now. Put tape on it. You're like, do not ruin this brush.
That's right. Yep.
I will not be spending another $3 on a brush like that.
Right? Yeah, I love
that is this $3 to your groom.
That's right.
This dog broke my friend's universal slicker.
Yeah.
The whole $3. Remember, it used to come in that 1950s cardboard box,
orange box. Yeah.
With the
Oh my God! Talk about reminiscing.
Yeah, those were.
You know what? I think that you can only find them now from like vintage eBay or whatever.
Yeah,
probably looking it up.
Yes.
Those were some great ones, man. Yeah.
They don't even look the same.
No.
Let's see. This one, I clicked on it. Frank's Original. Shut up. Are they selling them at Walmart? Oh, they sell them at Walmart. But, wait a minute. No, wait. They're out of stock, and guess how much Walmart is selling the original Oscar Frank slicker for? Just guess. $10. $18.79. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Talk about inflation.
That is crazy.
Woo. I can't even afford an Oscar Frank.
That's right.
That's not true. As I pull out my Chris Christensen.
I know.
Right? Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, let's see. What's my go-to today? My $64 brush or my $3.99? Oh,
exactly. Well, definitely not my $18.79 one.
No, that's way too much.
That gets kicked off the table. I'm really angry.
Over it. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, God.
Well, that took a turn away from cats.
Yeah, sorry, but a little reminiscing down memory lane.
That was fun. That was totally fun.
No,
you got to see where the winds blow, right?
Yep. Yes. I think that it's a matter of, for us, as all three of us groom felines, Jennifer also grooms felines.
Yeah, there's 4. What are the chances of that?
I know that all of us do. So, and I think that, all of us are seasoned feline groomers, but we all have different ideas of what products we like, what works best for us and our geographical area. That's what I was going to ask you, Michelle, is if you wouldn't mind explaining how the water changes that pH in products, like the types of water, so that, because what I use, even in the difference between Michelle and I are maybe about an hour and a half away from each other in Arizona. And what works for me in Mesa may not work the same in Peoria, where she is, because it's a different water system.
It's a different microclimate too.
Right.
Some areas of Arizona are very humid, but some are very dry. Um, I don't know. The water does matter, and that may change how you love a product or how you use it,
Right.
and depending on how you use it on your kitties. Um, I have a little parable. I have a story that I heard from Groom Team USA when they went to Spain. They were doing a bunch of standout coats and right before competition, and I guess the water there was very soft. And this will give you an idea of what we were talking about. The water was super soft, so they didn't have that standout that they wanted because the coat was really limp. Well, one of them, because they know stuff, because they're awesome, ran to the grocery store and I think got a big bowl of lemons or something. They made a big bunch of lemon water to
Nice.
make the
For
water a
that
little bit more
acidity
acidic. And then
factor, yeah.
they did a rinse on the dog afterwards, and it crisped up that coat. The softness and hardness of the water will affect the way your water and product interact with the coat and the dirt and all that other thing. So
Right.
that just gives you some kind of idea that sometimes the acidity or the alkalinity of the water does really matter. It's always a good idea if you're an owner to have a water test done on your system and see exactly where you are on the pH scale. Then you can start knowing how to use the products that you love.
Yeah, or adjust them to
Or
your
adjust them. Yeah.
right up to your water type.
Keep some
So
lemons on hand, I guess.
yeah,
You have
I've
to.
been known to throw a little bit of apple cider vinegar and do a quick little rinse on my terrier breed, anything that is, I want that crisp, like harsh coat back again. And so, and even because I work with the students at the trade school, they're high school kids. So when I say, yes, condition that dog, or yeah, condition that cat, and then I go over there and that cat is just slathered from head to tail in conditioner. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to watch that kitty again. I'm sorry. But,
Or stand there and rinse it for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes if you throw a little apple cider vinegar in with your shampoo, it'll help strip out some of that excess oil, and just kind of help crisp that coat back up again. So, having little helpers, sometimes even adding salt to a soak water, will accelerate things like,
yeah, if you've got hard water, you can add a little bit of salt to a rinse.
Right.
You can absolutely make that water soft and wonderful. Just like 3 grains of salt. Hopefully it's Himalayan salt that you're using.
Yeah, you're
just
using
3 grains.
Right.
Throw it in there, or just one little pebble if you have the large chunk kind. Throw it in there and mix it up, and then bathe with it. Your shampoo will go farther. Your conditioner will go farther. You won't have to condition as much because it's a softer water. Yeah.
So there's lots of things that you can do to your actual products to boost their power, accelerate the cleaning power of them. I'm just always a fan of being able to use things for dual purposes. But I'm thrifty like that, but I like to DIY stuff. But I'm not opposed to spending on a more luxurious product if I feel like it's really going to enhance my grooms and also enhance the skin and coat of the animal that I'm working on, that it's going to really do something more than the basic stuff. And so I think there's like you said, there's a kind of like a time and a place for certain things. You have to balance out what you want to use those 50 to 1s on those dogs that that come in twice a year.
Or let's say you need to do a big knockdown. Even though I'm a huge proponent of the 1 bath system, I say that a lot. There are dogs that come in that are stank, 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 and that is a word. Yes.
That is a word.
So because you can see it in the air. But those dogs maybe do need like a knockdown to get some of that just off of the skin so that you can give it something beautiful and replenish that skin because it's been depleted for so long. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to make, is that it's great to have a catch-all product, but you also can have small amounts of other things that what's the word I'm looking for? Just to give that little bit of more luxury treatment as well, so that you're actually going a little bit above and beyond. But there's a purpose for all those different types of products. It's what works for the area you're in, your clientele, but when we're completely on felines, this whole month, my biggest thing is always to dilute, and use as little scent as possible, because they are just so susceptible to toxicity, especially if you're shaving for situational use, reasons, whether it's you have an elderly client and they have elderly cats and they're not going to brush them and clean them. So you have to shave, that coat down. Otherwise, it's inhumane to send them back to the owner who can't. They're caring for them the best they can. And so that's our job, is to do what we can to help them. So if we're keeping them neat and unmatted, then do what you have to do. And it's the same thing with like products, use what you can, but your main goal should always be to be assisting that client and keeping that cat clean and healthy until it returns back to you, and make sure it's not anything that's going to be detrimental to their, overall general health. Because I have seen cats get sick from scent sprays and
absolutely.
Stuff like, I worked with a girl one time, I will not say where, but she had a thing for that marshmallow. It's not the brand name marshmallow. It was a scent spray that actually smelled like marshmallows. And this cat began vomiting in its kennel after she doused it in this stuff. And we had to wind up washing that cat, and they had to take it to the vet, and it was a reaction from the scent spray. So it's like, be really hyper aware that what you might, mist over a Labrador is going to be completely different to a feline.
Yeah. And we get into pet and more canine products later this year, because we have a whole month on just talking about the canine products too. So
right.
I'm really looking forward to, because we're going to be at shows and we're all going to be trying shit.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm going to be the first to tell you right now that a lot of us are going to be at Dallas Classic.
I was Do it. I get to do the pleasure.
Go for it.
The honor. Oh my gosh. We cannot be more excited to say we will be in Texas. I think we got Melissa, but we know I will be there.
I'm just trying to figure out how I can do two at once, but I'll figure it out.
We'll say this. The problem is that the classic in Dallas, Texas, which is Pam Lorenz's show with the ISCC, is on the same weekend as Intergroom. So, but we are going to Texas. Michelle will be there. She will be doing a program all on esthetician. I will be doing a day-long program on business. Most of my team will be with me as well. So they're all coming. We are working towards that so that every one of them can come to Texas. And Jennifer is going to be there, and she's going to be in on Saturday doing a 4-hour not skin and coat. I'm sorry. She's going to be doing
15 coat types.
15 coat. Yes.
There's also going to be behavioral, which takes it just a step farther. Elderly care, fear recovery. So there's going to be all kinds of things at the Dallas Classic, and I am so excited.
And hopefully, if I make it, I'll do feline skin and coat.
Felines. Stuff. Yes. Also, we will have a booth. So we will be exhibiting. So those of us will be sitting, answering any questions, being there. So Michelle, you got to come early so you can work in the booth with me.
Oh yeah, we're going to do that. Absolutely. And
we also.
Yeah, say it. Do it.
We are also going to be having a live discussion on Sunday, and that discussion is going to be about the future of an involved industry. So, all of us will be there as a panel. We will be there to stand up, answer any questions about the weekend, about the future. We'll be talking about the Master Groomer Council of Best Practices and how you can get more involved with that. We are so looking forward to it. Mindy, I know you're going to intergroom, aren't you? Yes, it's tough. It was a really tough decision.
I know, and I
But
am on. I had mixed messages also, and I had already promised Miss Lauritsen that I would be at the Dallas Classic this year. So I am just bowing out of the
yes.
Barkley classes that I have for behavior. So that is heartbreaking because I would have totally done both of them. But this will be my first time at Dallas Classic as more than just an assistant. So that was a million
Right.
years ago.
And
So yeah, I'm
we
looking forward to it.
it's hard. You have one show, and that show has to be, we understand that a smaller show also needs some love from us. And
Absolutely.
Barkley gets a lot from all of us otherwise. And it's okay to
No,
spread our love a little bit out there too.
absolutely.
So,
I think it's more important to get the message out that we're saying too. I think that this is a huge opportunity to reach people who have never really seen us before,
that's true. Yeah.
live. They hear a lot about us. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping that it's going to be fantastic. I'm super stoked. So.
Yeah, we get a little more freedom too, and that's
Mhm.
nice. What I will say is what I love about and why I go back to Pam's show. What I love about it is her enthusiastic. She loves this industry so much, and her passion is. I don't know anybody who has as much passion as she does, besides us, of course. Um, but the way she does her show is completely different.
Mhm.
It's different. It's a different environment. It's a different setting. It's a small show. It's personal. She walks around, she talks to everybody. She's out at the bar drinking with you after the show. I mean, who
Mhm.
does that? Like,
Mhm.
she is phenomenal. What a hostess. She is a
I know.
wonderful hostess.
She is.
It's
She
that
is the
southern
essence of
charm.
Southern charm. Yes.
I tell you what, I think at the first time I met her, I was like, she's the classiest woman in
Mhm.
our industry. Hands down,
Mhm.
classiest woman in our industry. I
Mhm.
absolutely love her.
Mhm.
Yep. So I am excited to go there. And I like Texas too. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I like Texas a lot. So looking forward to going back.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, so all right. Well, we've got next week coming up, and Jennifer will be back. And we're going to talk a lot about this classic. We're going to
Mhm.
talk a lot about it the next
And
few.
next, I will be.
Oh, I'm going to post it too. We posted a
Yeah.
lot of links tonight, but
Yeah.
there
I'm
you
going to
go.
be coming to you from Kalamazoo, Michigan, next Monday. That will be where I
Oh,
am dropping my husband off for his practicum. He is completing his master's program, and he will be
yay.
becoming a visual rehabilitation therapist. And I could
Wow.
not be more proud. If those of you who haven't seen me in
Clap for
forever
Don.
and seen that I don't post on Facebook anymore and don't do a whole lot, I have dedicated these last 7 years to helping my blinded husband get a whole new career. And it has been a journey, humbling, wonderful, traumatic growth experience that I cannot even convey to you. But it is culminating here in this last semester, this summer semester, and I should be back on irritating all of you with my skincare knowledge and doing all kinds of different
Yeah.
things. Also, we're going to do a layover. Jennifer, for her 15 coat types, she has just come out with a beautiful chart that lays everything out, and I am going to collaborate with her and do a layover for therapy, for
Oh,
therapeutics based
beautiful,
on these coat
Michelle.
types. So that's
Yep.
something that's also in the works and
Yep.
should be ready by the show, hopefully. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And we have 2 recent master pet esthetician
Oh,
graduates.
yes, yes. They're
Where are
receiving
our
their diplomas
ladies
as we
tonight?
speak.
Yes.
Yeah,
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 we're going to do a live with
Congratulations.
them. We
yeah.
are. We're going to set up a time. We're going to do a live stream with them so that you guys can all hear about their experience. Well, we're not going to tell you what they learned, but we're going to tell you what they're going to be doing with all that learned knowledge. So
Learned.
that's so excited. Learned knowledge. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is unique. The program is unique. It is not like any other esthetician program out there. I teach by concept because I believe that if you have the concept, you can look up terminology. Even though we do have terminology, and once you get into the master program, you are producing papers for me, either in MLA format or APA format, complete with a title page. So it is a real school. It is no joke. You
It
do not
is no
become,
joke.
it is no joke. It is real. So anyone who is interested in that level of esthetician work, contact Dara and she can hook you up.
Yes. And Melissa's classes are ready and up and going too. I got a lot of work ahead of me, ladies.
I know,
Right.
Yeah, you.
I know you do.
It's
I
I'm
know
still.
you do.
I'm still
man,
filming.
and you want to
I'm
know?
still
It's
filming.
like so crazy at the shop. Guess who's grooming?
You
I
are.
Are you
can't.
Oh
grooming
my
again?
God.
Yeah, that's nutty.
I swore. I said, December, I am never grooming another dog again.
Mhm. And this is a shameless, because I have no shame. Shameless plug that if you want to come and work with me in Peoria, Arizona,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're feeling like you want to just
Please go. It's a beautiful environment to work in. I went
Hi.
and spent the day there. I highly recommend it if you're in Arizona or if you decide you want to go. I wish I could just pick up and move to Peoria, but unfortunately,
I have begged
not in
her.
the stars for me. I know.
Yes, but
I know.
I am looking for a groomer who loves continuing education, who loves the owner going in halvesies or paying for some of your continuing education. We want to make everybody in our salon a master groomer, a certified master groomer. So that is something that our shop believes in and that we push for. We have the latest equipment, we have the latest techniques, we get the products that we need, and above all, because I do manage, we stand up for groomers. There will not be any clients yelling at you in the front room and then we don't back you up. If you were wrong, then I'll back you up, but in private, I'll yell at you. But absolutely, if you did everything correctly, I absolutely, you are part of my team, and I will not let you be abused by a client. That is just not. We are professionals, and I expect them to treat us as such. We are not the hired help. We're not slave labor. We're not indentured servants. And even we are in a super high end area, and the
Yes.
entitlement is off the chain. However, we have trained a lovely pack of clients that understand that our time is valuable and we're human beings and we expect to be treated with respect. So it is a nice place to work. The owner, you cannot ask for more of an angel.
Yeah, he's really
Yeah,
great. They both are. Yeah.
Bill Warnicki, shout out to you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
He is a heart of gold. He's a heart of
Yeah.
gold, and he is the sweetest owner I have ever had the privilege of working with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's a
I
pretty
need it
sweet
too.
spot
We
if
need
you
more
can.
too. I know. It's
I know.
across the board.
And here
Everybody.
I was in New Hampshire. That is an amazing. If you're thinking of and you want to go to the East Coast to live and you can bear the cold, sorry, ever since I got skinnier, I cannot handle that cold.
It's cold.
It is. And I grew up in New Jersey and upstate Pennsylvania as a kid, but I've been in Arizona over 30 years now. And so,
It's
sorry.
hard to thicken up.
No way. It's
No.
just too much for me. But that is, if you want to do something like that, I would 100% endorse the whole Pet Grooming Academy and Grooming by the Sea. Phenomenal. I mean, just the ability to do things that you won't get to do anywhere else. And then
It's lovely.
Yeah, and then Michelle's place again is a spot that is it's a shame, but it's far and few places like that that are actually set up to be groomer centric, where the shop actually focuses on the groomers,
groomer.
and not it's not 100% client driven. That the client said shave it, so you shave it, and the client said, here, use this, 24-year-old bottle of chlorhexidrine on my dog. No, we're not using that.
Or come in with lavender baby shampoo and say, use this because it's gentle. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, both of these ladies, I have been just blessed beyond measure to even be able to participate in an industry with them. And it's just not in my cards right now to be in either of those spots. So I'm not sure where I'm going to wind up, but I'm not even grooming like I was grooming, just because of the whole fact I just use my little home studio right now because I'm still on the mend from all my surgeries and everything.
Right.
So I'm focused on educating and getting the massage stuff out there. I will be at Groom Expo West in Pasadena. I'm doing the canine massage certificate class. It's the 4-hour all day, and I'm doing the holistic groomer class as well there. And I will be at all the subsequent Barkley shows. And I have through, I think, October, I also have online summits that are also coming up. Most recently is the one in July, beginning of July, and that is the Groomer Health Summit. And I'm teaching about diet, the busy pet groomer, diet, exercise, and motivation, how to ride that roller coaster.
Woo! Wow. I need to take that class.
That's going to be a 4-hour one all day.
Woo!
4 hours of how to actually be able to work those things into your life, because that's what happens is it takes over our life, our careers. This is a career choice that is immersive.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to do my damnedest to figure out how I can do both and get to Dallas. I may have to just do what Jen's doing and jump in that way.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but I'm around, and I just think the world of these ladies, and I cannot wait to be able to actually, see them again, besides seeing them on a computer.
We do. We're talking about long distance relationship, huh?
I know.
We've got
It's
some
scary.
major long distance relationships going on. So, all right, ladies, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go spend a little bit of time with my husband downstairs.
Me too.
I got a ton of packing to do, okay? We're leaving Wednesday. All right, sweethearts.
All
we love you all.
I will see you. Yes, I'm going to see you. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and we'll see you next week.